live. Recording this too. All right, we'll sync them up later. Zoom. All right, yeah, they'll get there. How we doing, brother? My bad. Yeah, how we doing? First to fight. We're here. First to fight. MCNB podcast. First and up. Everywhere and Nowhere podcast. And we're just here to, get it live and get it, I'm gonna be pretty loud, dude. The audio's good enough, but we're just here in Thanksgiving week. We're here with my man Alex Ventura. He let me come to his nice studio. I love that you called it the studio.
Thank you.
Man, because, dude, it is a studio, man.
Yes, it is a studio.
Man, when it comes to more artistic, people like this, because I think more creators watch my show instead of fighters. But I love fighting, and I love boxing, and I love combat sports and stuff like that. So it's like, I love intertwining art and, music together, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, elaborate more why you think it's a studio. Do you do art, anything besides boxing or fighting?
No, this is usually, this is all I do, fighting. And the reason I call it a studio, because it was more where I just want to come in and hang out.
Yeah.
This is like, it's like with you guys, where you guys go and hang out and create those beats and create your music.
Yeah.
Because, that's your lab. That's where you guys can create. So, me coming out here is the same thing, this is where I create. I create anything from what we're going to be working on, workouts, diets, anything, you name it, So, that's why when I come here, I like to call it my studio, This is my studio. I mean, a lot of people, say, oh, the boxing gym. I'll say, yeah, the boxing studio.
Yeah,
a lot of people that now are like, yeah, it's a boxing studio.
Yeah, I could have easily been like, well, what do you mean studio?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I know exactly what you mean because, I fuck with the, coming in, hitting this fucking bag and going, boom, boom, a combo is like a verse,
Yeah, it is.
I'm hitting a three and winning. We're just trying to work out that muscle, you know what I'm saying? And train to keep that sharp,
Yes.
I fuck with that.
Yeah,
I like this spot, this new setup you got, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, no, thank you.
Yeah,
My OCD, man. OCD.
My mom has it too, but I guess it works though.
No, it does. It does works. It is it is what it is. But I do go through a lot of changes. A lot of the clients that come in and they're like, oh, I remember when your walls used to be black, and your walls went to be yellow, and then black and yellow, and then my walls.
Okay.
And now they're white.
You've been here for a while, man.
Yeah, they're creating some of the bells out here now,
I was reading that article it was just 2016. You got an article written.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows how long before you even got that set up? It's 2020 now. 4 years later. It's hard to keep a business, man.
No, it is.
Subway just shut down. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard, dude.
Yeah, man, it sucks. It's especially right now. I'm pretty sure you hear a lot of people saying, 2020 sucks. 2020 is the worst. It's the worst year of everything. But I think, if you put it that way, nothing's gonna change. We're going into 2021, so nothing's gonna change. Nothing changed. It's just a day that goes from this day to that day, and now it's like 2021. Well, it's one of those things. The way I see on 2020, it was one of those years where if you didn't learn nothing from it, if you didn't grow from it, I don't know what to tell you, man. Yeah. It's like, what Mayweather says, a true champion can adapt to anything.
Yeah.
You have to adapt, man. They were like, hey, look, we're going to go and total shut down. I could easily sit at home and look around and be like, okay, how can I...
Can we turn this off?
Yeah. How's this?
I was like, I fuck with Andy Ruiz, but I think they might sue us.
Yes. So when when all these things happened in 2020, a lot of people went and and they're like, well, we're gonna get loans to keep our business open, and the thing is, I come from a family where
immigrant family, right? Tell me a little bit about
immigrant family that
you got here at 11.
And a lot of the things is that my mom and my dad, they always tell me that you have to put some money on the side for raining days. Raining days, man. It's one of those things, there's you're catching all these fishes, and there's gonna be this that you're gonna be casting, and you're not gonna catch anything. So you have to be ready for those days, because it will happen. And when those days happens, the only fishes you're gonna get, they're the ones that sell at Lucky's. So it gets to the point, I started putting some money on the side, save some money, and it wasn't because I was thinking of this, but I was thinking about moving to a bigger place. That was the plan. Okay, let's get a bigger plan.
Yeah.
So for me,
you had a spot in Napa opening up.
I was working on the spot in Napa,
and then
all this happened, so it put everything on hold. So, it is one of those. It is one of those things where it sucks, but it feels like for some people it make everybody slow down, because we're moving so fast, we're going everything so fast, and then boom, we got hit. And it gives us the time to slow down a little, slow it down a little, look at things more with like perspective, open mind, and be like, okay, well,
just look at sports and
so what we're gonna do, and everything shut down, sports shut down,
everything shut down.
I mean, everything's coming little by little coming back up.
Like we could easily say the economy shut down, but it's like just look at it through live sports. Like it used to be every Sunday, and then at one point it just completely there was no sports. We were like looking up, like we had too many sports to like cover, and now it's like fucking people are drone racing or something because
it's one of those things, it's a really scary situation, because then we go from having COVID and don't know what's going on, and you're thinking, well, a lot of people say, hey, by summer it's gonna get hot and it's gonna die. So I'm like thinking, well, by June
I ran it through so much of that.
We're clear. It's like, gonna get hot and it can't survive on this heat, and
people are just saying lies. There's just a lot of misinformation for sure what's happening, and it's like I guess you got to stay business minded. You always knew that anything like this could happen,
anything can happen.
You know what I'm saying? Some people may not have had that. It's the reason why you lasted so long. You know what I'm saying?
It just sucks, man, because I've seen a lot of my boys, a lot of my friends that opened the gym a year ago. I've seen a lot of my friends that have the gym for 10 years ago, and I get it, and the whole thing is, man, I feel that a lot of them, they got comfortable. Got comfortable.
They didn't see this coming.
And that's the problem, man. When you start getting comfortable on things, it's gonna creep up on you. And when they creep up on you, you're not ready for it. When you're not ready for it, you want to be able to react right away. And that's the thing, when it happens with me, I was just like, okay, I can easily sit at home and go start applying for all these loans, and hopefully I get one. If I don't get one, then what? So I switched it. So I ended up reaching out to a new set of people. The people that want to work out strictly at home.
Okay.
So I started reaching out. I said, hey man, let me offer you my service. I can come into your house and come do workouts. Let me give you two.
You still got that skill.
I was like, let me give you 2 free workouts. Try them on. If you like it, good. If you don't like it, so be it. But at least you try it out. You don't have to pay me. And
but you got to do free work.
And that's when it became.
Right now, free work is.
Yeah, I became that
during COVID.
That self-person, man. I started selling myself out there, and so I'm knocking on these doors, and one door, man, is like everything. I met this gal. She's managed these vineyards, and she's hey, come do workout on my vineyards. I'm starting doing workout with her and another client, and then from there, I connected with another client.
Gain your capital.
So another client connects me with this client. This client connects me with this client. So now, what the beauty is, before COVID, I had like close to 200, 300 clients that I was seeing on the daily basis. There used to be 3 of us, Pablo, Danny, these other 2 trainers, and we were killing it. We were destroying it. But the thing is, man, I was not happy. I was not happy.
Too many
people.
Not enough
I lost control. I lost control of my studio.
Oh shit!
What I ended up doing is I went with.
That would suck.
I went with
your studio.
I went with after quality. I went after quantity, not quality, because having the more people I can have here, I'm making all this shitload of money. But the thing is, and this is the phrase when a lot of people always says, "Hey man, it seems that you love your job," and the thing is, you don't love your job, man. You love the people that you work with. You can have the best job where you're making $500K, you're making even up to $1 million, but there's always gonna be the one group that you just fucking hate to work with, and you don't want to work with them.
Yeah.
So you're like, you know
or
what?
Or the boss is like, I'm not gonna work for you, man.
Or the boss, and it makes it so cheaty. And my thing is having so many people where I lost touch of my gym, I lost touch of life, I lost touch of everything, where it was not just hurting me, but it was hurting my family at home. It was hurting me getting up in the morning. It was hurting me like trying to do my own workouts. I was just like, no.
And it's tough because working out kind of like people use that as a hobby to stress. You loosen up that stress, and you're kind of like got a double.
Right. I do not want to. To the point that I'm like, I want to sell the gym. I don't want to do this anymore. And man,
could you imagine if you sold the gym before COVID? And then COVID hit?
Oh man, I mean,
you'd be sitting on a little bit, right?
I'm pretty sure, like, I would have bought it back from the guy because I would have never let my gym go down.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I would have been like, hey, listen, man, you're losing it. Let me take it. I'll buy it from you. I'll bring it back up. But like, it's funny because I was like,
it's the mindset,
I was just not happy. I wasn't not happy. Now I'm doing the opposite. When now I have quality over quantity. So now I have like, if I see 40 people, I see 40 people. That's it.
Okay.
40 people. But those 40 people that I see, man,
right now,
I'm like,
they're loyal.
I'm happy.
They're loyal.
I came into work. I'm happy. I work. It's just like, it's me again. Me, my own gym, one-on-ones. It's just perfect, man. I go home, relax. No stress. I see everybody stressing because they're losing their business. I'm like, zero stress. I go home at night. I go to sleep. It's just the best feeling, man. Best feeling that I'm like, man, what, And to be honest, now I'm like, I cannot get to the point again where I feel that I need to get rid of my gym.
It's too many? It's too much right now during COVID?
No, man. Right now it's like perfect.
It's the perfect
It's
amount.
perfect for me, man. Like a lot of the people.
It's more intimate. Small business. I hear small businesses are going hell down. Though I hear a third of the businesses in America are going down.
They're going.
So I'm just like, damn. Even if that's numbers like even a little bit true, like fuck, dude.
No, like
that's fucked.
It sucks, man. It sucks because I see I see a lot of these older gyms here in Sonoma. Or like older gyms that they have, big gyms, and they need those members to come in, and you need.
It's because they got used to the old ways now.
All the old ways, man. And
they're like, it's gonna be. They're gonna come back.
They're gonna come back, but the thing is, even I have a feeling that even if we decided that one day they were going to be like, hey, we're going to open the gyms, I don't think people are going to be running back to the gym anytime soon.
Straight up.
And I think there's a lot of people, they're investing so much money on their own home equipment, now they're like, wait, you're telling me that all I have to do is get out of bed, go into my garage, do my workout, go back to my house and have my breakfast going. I can be doing my laundry. I can knock some because we have.
You're listening to the audience. That's what it's sounding to me.
A busy schedule, man. When people are like, why would I wanna get up in the morning and run to a gym when now I can see that I can do it at home? Why would I do that?
How will social media change that? And do you want some water? I'm gonna get some. Just elaborate. How has social media affected you?
Man, social media, to be honest, did not affect me at all. Social media, on the other hand, they're help me on the.
You good on the water?
Yeah, I'm good, bro. No, social media, it was social media is one of those things right now that if you don't know how to use it, man, you need to learn how to use social media because there is.
Have you podcasted before?
No.
You're pretty good.
No. I never. You know, I've been around, seeing friends doing the podcast, but I never.
Well, it must be the teaching.
It is. You know, it is, and being
like Eddie Bravo. You know Eddie Bravo.
Yeah.
Like him, because he said that stand-up. Or Joe Rogan said that stand-up was like. He was kind of already doing stand-up, talking to like instructing his jiu-jitsu classes, or like they both taught martial arts.
Yeah, no, man, but it is. I always tell people, like, you know, people that are starting their own business or people that are starting things, I was like, listen, if there's people before us that they went and created these beautiful companies. And they did it without the help of what we have now, where now a lot of people went, they did it through newspaper, radio, and you couldn't afford to do commercials, so you keep it as simple as radio and do your newspaper.
Did the newspaper article help you back then? Like, did once that article came out, people came out?
You know what's so crazy about it? Because I don't really mess with newspaper, because every time they want to get me on the newspaper, there's always a catch. Like, hey, we would advertise this, or we would like you to pay. Like, I had one guy coming.
I'll pay that.
And we're like, hey man, would you like to? Oh, we have 2 pages free on our newspaper. Would you like to be what is it called? That's happening, you know, would you like to be we like to be on the newspaper? And I'm like, first of all, what is it that you guys are gonna talk about me? I'm not doing anything. Yeah. There's nothing that I'm doing.
Yeah, you're not dropping a new album.
Not doing anything, not selling anything, not helping the community. I mean, what is it that you guys want to talk about me? Oh, well, we had a couple pages.
The traffic.
And I'm like, nah, you know what? I'm pretty sure there's somebody out there that you guys can go and interview, and I'm pretty sure there's some kid out there that's doing this amazing thing.
For sure.
And you guys can just have to look at it. Don't get lazy. But I have people. They do what is it called? There is this thing where the Sonoma County best of Sonoma. And somebody told me, hey man, I've been trying to look for you on the best of Sonoma County, like for all the, I guess they have like a categories of personal trainers and all this. And I was like, what are you talking about? He said, yeah man, I don't see you there. And I was like, how do you get there? So I started investigating, right? I started investigating, and I'm like, I ended up getting a hold of whoever puts this thing together. I was like, hey, how did this work? Well, you have to put your name on it. And I was like, so I have to put my name on it, which means I have to tell my own clients to go and vote for me. I was like, what's the point of that? It's like going to
extra work.
I was like, that's too much work. It's like going to one of those tournaments and I win the belt, but there's only 2 people. It's like, dude, it was only you and this guy. You know what I mean? When you go to those, I used to go to those jiu-jitsu tournaments, and they'd be like, "Oh, we're gonna be giving out a belt," and I will look at the brackets, and they'd be like, "Only 2 people," and you'd be like, "That doesn't matter. I win.
It's not a real belt. I
win or I lose. I'm still second place."
Yeah.
Because only 2 of us.
A big fish
so
in small pond.
Yeah, so it's like doesn't work. So when they were telling me about it, I was like, nah, I was like, no, thank you. It's too much work.
They're using your name, basically.
Yes, I don't want to be telling my clients, hey, go vote for me. I don't want to be putting anything that has to do with people come out and vote for me. Hey, listen, if you guys think I'm a best trainer, I'm a good trainer, I want you guys to do it for yourself. Not because I'm asking you.
It's gonna take.
I'm not gonna ask you. I'm not gonna ask you
to go places.
No, I don't. I'm not into that, man. I grew up on an environment where boxing, especially in boxing competitions, you lose. There's no medal. We're not giving you a medal. No, screw you. You lost. Go back and work. There's no participation medal, and that's why a lot of people will say, why you boxing? Why? Because you can play baseball, you can play soccer, you can play football, but you can never play boxing.
Yeah.
Because it shows in the ring, bro. If you don't train, if you fight, you get your ass kicked.
Fuck yeah.
So it will show you. And
they said Teddy Atlas, it's the chamber of truth or something like that.
Yeah. It's like on
ring never lies.
On soccer, there's 10 people. What is it? 10 people, 12 people. I don't even know how many people on the team. But you have to remember, I can put 20%, and the rest of them they can put 80. That guy can put 100. The guy can put 30. Can put so. And thus it shows. It shows who's putting more and who shows who's gonna go ahead of everybody. It's like, but at the end of the day, they will get a medal. I remember one of my clients' kid came in and he wanted me to hang this medal on. He said, "Hey coach, I want you to hang out this medal on your gym." And I'm looking at it and I was like, "What? You guys got first place, second place?" And the kid was like, "No, we don't not even take scores." I was like, "So why are you getting a medal then?" He's like, "Why not?" And I'm looking at my boy. My boy's like, "Don't say anything." I was like, "Dude, you need to teach your kid that
taking losses.
Life is not gonna be giving out medals.
Yeah.
The day he gets fired, he wants to get fired from work, and they're gonna give him a recognition because he got fired. Well, you're getting fired by that. I was like, bro, you need to teach him life because life, life is the hardest thing you're gonna go through, and if you're not ready for it, hey man, there's nobody else gonna come to save you, and that's what is happening right now with all this, with all this.
No one is coming to save anybody.
With this COVID, man, and
Subway don't get no love.
No man,
nobody get no love.
No man, people are waiting and people are desperate because we're not opening, and it just sucks, man.
Yeah.
That everybody's going through it.
There's something, Everybody's got to fight.
Everybody got to fight, man.
Do you remember your first fight?
Yes. I got my ass kicked.
Really? How old were you?
I was, I think it was like 13, 14.
So you've been training for a little bit? You've been training for a few years, too.
Yeah, and I remember we used to train at, this is that time with double punches. It just started.
Okay.
Double punches, it was in the garage, and we ended up at this garage.
Double punches? What is that?
It's the double punches. It's the first boxing gym in Santa Rosa. One of the oldest. I think now it's running, I would say maybe close to 30 plus.
Is it still there?
30 plus years, yeah.
Damn.
30 plus years.
Shout out to them. What is it again?
Double punches.
Double punches. Shout out to Double Punches. Yeah, go.
Coach,
everybody out there, check it out.
Richard Lopez.
Okay.
I remember like my first fight. I got my butt kicked and it was.
Well, so how much you weigh? Like a 125?
No. I was like, I was fighting at 110.
110.
110.
Ooh. Yeah.
110, and I remember.
I was probably 110.
I got my.
5th grade.
I got my butt kicked, and my first couple of fights, I lost them all to the point that I quit. I was like,
you lost them.
I lost them all. So I was like,
did you get knocked out ever?
No. Well, yeah, I got knocked out, but it was more on training, not on competition. On competition, I would just get lightheaded. Somebody would come in with the right uppercut.
Yeah, what did that fool come in with? Did he just mess you up that whole round?
Yeah, and he was just. I'm not a big dude. I'm like 5'5", and I fought this kid from Oakland.
5'5", 110.
I fought this kid from Oakland, and this kid was like, at least was like, 5'9", 6 feet. And I remember like, I just couldn't reach him, and he just keeps calling his jab, his 1-2, so to the point that I'm like, oh man. I ended up losing the fight. Then I fought again in Sacramento. I lost again. I think my first 5 fights that I did, I lost them all. And I remember like I quit. I didn't want to do it no more because it gets to the point that I'm like, man, I'm losing these fights. What's the point of doing it? What's the point of doing it? So I remember, it's one of those things when you have to sit down and think and dig deep, man, and be like, why are you losing these fights? Well, I was what I was doing wrong is that I wanted to be a fighter, but not because I wanted to be a fighter. It was more because I like the attention that you get out of it. From people be like, oh, he knows how to box. Oh, he knows how to box. He's a boxer. I like that attention. So
At what age was this?
I was at 13, 14. So by the time I got back, I think I stopped for 5 months.
That's a good thought to have as a 13-year-old.
I think I stopped for 6 months.
That's a fucking retarded thought.
And I went back, and I remember I went back and I started training again. And at the time, I didn't come back to the same gym though. I didn't come back at double punches. I come back at this other gym because I was so embarrassed to come back at double punches because I quit. So I'm like, man, I'm not going back to the gym. So I ended up going to another gym, Felix Reyes, which is another trainer, but he will train nothing but professionals.
Ooh.
And I remember, man, going to the gym and
do you know any of the pros?
I didn't know none of the pros, but I knew that a lot of those pros in there, they were like one, Sebastian Valdez at the time, he was like ranked number 6, and he was California, Oregon, and Nevada, and Texas champion. And at 147, and I remember like going into the gym and started training there, and man, I started doing sparring with a lot of the professionals. Well, it was the most sad thing to do because I remember.
Hell yeah, that's probably the best thing ever right now.
It is, but I would get my ass kicked all the time. So
but yeah, you were 13.
So I would never win at, even though they were not going hard, but there was only me and this other guy.
Like you could see the levels.
Yeah, that were on the same size, and they were using us as pretty much as the punching bag. I mean, you guys gonna be the punching bag, so we will be the ones using as a punching bag. So we will go, and then I remember like we will get we will spar with those guys, and we will usually get our butt kick.
How we doing?
And but it was like I remember like seeing those.
Is it already 2?
No. Oh. So and I remember like seeing us getting beat up, but when I started competing, it was a little bit much easier now because on the back of my head, whoever I train with, I used to be like, there is no way that you're getting your butt kicked by a professional. So if I get my butt kicked by a professional and you don't, there's no way you can beat me. And so that mentality, man, it was just mentality. And to be honest, having that mentality, that's what it helped me to start winning a lot of these matches, boxing matches. And there were times where I'm like, I will have to dig deep. I remember this one time, it's just a funny story. Like I remember I got so cocky, really cocky, because I was winning a lot of my matches, and I was supposed to come in, I was supposed to fight at 120. And we're in San Francisco. I remember I showed up and everybody knows who I am.
You were light as a feather.
Everybody knows who I am, and I showed up and I jumped on the scale, and I'm 137.
Ooh,
137. That's 17 pounds.
You hit, yeah.
Man, I seen the frustration, the disappointment with my coach.
You ate a bunch of McDonald's that day. What'd you eat?
I love tacos.
Oh.
So I'm like, I remember like we went and bought plastic bags.
That's like Yoel Romero or something.
Yeah, we bought a plastic bag, and I started running in San Francisco. They gave me 3 hours. They were there like, listen, if you can come down to 127, the guy is willing to fight you at 127. Man, and I remember I'm running and this is my first time.
I can't believe you're running before a fight.
I'm running in Golden Gate Bridge. I'm running in Golden Gate Bridge to make the way. I make the 125. I'm so dehydrated.
Did you throw up? Did you make yourself
after the fight?
Oh my!
I'm so dehydrated. I remember like this kid put a whooping on me, but I was more disappointed that not because he kicked my ass. I was disappointed that I quit because I was so tired that my body was just like shut down. I couldn't do it no more. And I remember, and this one we're in the Cow Palace, and this is for the Golden Gloves. And then I remember like, oh man, I lost my first match, and this is a tournament. There is a 3-day tournament.
Oh.
And I remember
you already got eliminated?
I got eliminated.
Oh my.
And I'm like, shit. And I'm coming back home. I come back home and I'm like so disappointed because I was like 17 pounds on the weight limit. I was like, and
And weight limit is everything.
I remember after that, man. After that,
I don't get why people don't just fight like at their weight. Like if you're like 130, like why don't you?
That would be nice. But a lot of the people too.
You just didn't know you were 130 or something. Like you were just.
Nah, I was just. I think I was just disciplined, and I think at the time I was 17 years old, and I was into girls now, and I was partying and summertime and.
So did you ever want to be pro, or did you ever try to go pro or go pro?
To be honest, like it crossed your mind. It crossed your mind because especially at the gym that I train in, I got to travel to see like Fernando Vargas, Mikey Garcias, and all those dudes fighting, and we travel to go see to their gyms down in Oxnard and do training up there. But it was a really chill thing to do. But it was like so when I came back and I was like, I'm gonna go pro and I'm gonna do to become a professional boxer. It's one of those things where you have to stay disciplined. One month of not training, 1 week turns into 2 weeks, 2 weeks turns into 1 month, 1 month turns into 2 months. So when that happening is, I kind of, I graduated from high school. I graduated from high school. I knew that I wasn't gonna go to college, so I was like, hey man, I want to get me 2 jobs. Both of those jobs were dishwashing, so I got 2 dishwasher jobs, and I'm like, you know what? I started making a little bit of dough on the side, making money on the side, and I was like, this is good. Well,
scrubbing,
and that ended up taking me out of the boxing. So that kicked me out of the boxing, but the thing is...
But you kind of let it, right?
Yeah, I kind of let it get to me.
It's always that.
And I remember... that 2 years of just sitting at home and eating and
maybe it just wasn't like, maybe you just didn't want to be a fighter.
No, it was like, it was one of those things where I'm like, whatever. And then I ended up...
It doesn't mean you didn't know how to fight.
Nah, I ended up meeting up one random dude that he was like, hey man, I'm doing MMA. What the fuck is MMA? He started showing me like some videos, all the videos that they're doing. I was like, dude, I don't want to have some sweaty ass dude on top of me. Why would I want to do that? Why don't you just stand up?
Sexual threat.
Yeah, I was like, why don't you just stand up and fight? And they were like, oh man, you need to try it. And I remember I ended up at a gym and everybody from kids that they were 10 years old to older dudes, they were on their 80s, they were all kicking my butt. It was the most depressing thing, getting my butt kicked by a 10-year-old to an 80-year-old guy. I was like, man, and I remember like...
It's just because they know the technique.
They knew the technique, and I ended up meeting this dude in Napa, Saul, and he said, hey man, since you like this, why don't you come with me and training? I ended up in Concord training with Sister Gracie.
Oh, word.
Yeah, and I started
some jiu-jitsu?
Started doing jiu-jitsu 2002. Then from training out there, I met Nick Diaz,
really?
Shields, a lot of those guys.
I've been thinking about going to the gym
before too. Those guys, even before they were in the UFC, they were just some normal kids with big dreams. Who would have thought?
Yeah, you must have been around their age too, no?
Yeah. Some normal dudes at the same age were on the same age, and I remember I saw this dude, like, man, that everybody were afraid of. Everybody were respect. You see this guy and everybody. This guy, he was a man of a few words. Never speak to you. Never talk to you.
Who?
If he didn't, he was just like David Terrell.
Okay.
And I remember when I saw him and he went and fought in UFC, man, and he destroyed this guy. Man, I was like
David Terrell.
Yeah,
I'll look him up.
I need to start training. I need to start training with this dude, man. This dude's a badass. So I ended up in Santa Rosa the gym, NCFA, Norcal Fighting Alliance.
Yeah.
I ended up in the gym, man, and he had a small gym like mine at the time, which means only the people that train in there, they were beast people, and big motherfuckers. And I remember training there and getting my ass kicked all the time and trying to learn jiu-jitsu in there. And you're training jiu-jitsu in an environment, there's nothing but lions. How the fuck you gonna learn how to fight when everybody's a lion in there? Everybody, Ventura had a gym that it was nothing but fighters.
Right.
Nobody's gonna go easy on you. Nobody's gonna be like, oh, let me show you how you do this armbar. No.
They're just gonna put you
You're there for
you better
a reason.
Defend it.
You're there for a reason. So I remember I got so good about defending. Everything because I just got tired of getting tap.
Yeah.
Tap.
One day you have to. If not, you're just gonna keep getting tapped. Right?
That's what I was doing. I remember one dude named AJ used to call me a Señor Tapo because I was always tapping. Tap. Dudes will get mad because we're like, bro, why are you tapping? I'm not even cranking yet. My arm hurts, bro. I mean, it's 100 times on that arm, man. Switching out, going to my left. And I remember, like, just going to the gym and getting destroyed all the time. And man, seeing what that guy has done with the gym and seeing what the guy done with a lot of his fighters, he has put a lot of dudes in the UFC, a lot of dudes in Bellator. You know, it just sucks, man, because it sucks that his career was cut short, and you know, he's a big guy, man. I wish they would have a 195 weight class. Man, this dude, man, he's a beautiful. In the
UFC or
in the UFC?
They got a bunch of weird weight classes that they need to put in.
Yeah, because the thing is, you know,
because they're cutting weight and they're freaking about to fucking die.
185. He's a 185. He was fighting at 185, but it was a big 185. Mm-hmm. He looked dehydrated. Well, at 205, it was a small 205 because there are people that are coming down from 280.
That's like 30. That's like 205 and 185. That's like a 30-pound difference almost.
So he has to. If they would have a 190, a 180, 195 for him, he would be a champion. He would be a champion on the UFC because that would be a perfect weight class for him. I mean, this dude, man. Like when he would teach jiu-jitsu, like he would talk, everybody would listen when he would teach. And he was like, man, he make a lot of UFC fighters that went to the UFC, like Tyson Griffin, Devin Mitchell, Nate Logren. Right now,
I have to look
George,
these guys up.
Jordan Williams, Dom. Waters. He make a lot of dudes, man. So he has and right now he has a really solid gym, man. He has a really solid gym with a really good fighters, really good jiu-jitsu practitioners. Oh man, but training with that dude, it was one of the best things. I got to learn jiu-jitsu. I met so many people. I ended up at this older gym in Napa doing jiu-jitsu, which I got my purple belt on no-gi jiu-jitsu, and then I got hurt. And that's when everything I stopped doing it. But no, man, it was just one of those things of
what injury?
My C1 and my C2 on my neck. I got spiked on the jiu-jitsu tournament. The guy.
Jiu-jitsu?
Yeah, the guy. Pretty much did an Undertaker pile drive.
No, you got
Tombstone, and I ended up on my.
He just retired, you know?
Yeah, I just saw it on Sata podcast of me retiring, man.
So crazy.
But yeah, no,
that's a career right there.
Yeah, I remember like landing on my neck and losing feeling on my hands, and to this day, like I go ride my motorcycle, my upper leg is hurting. I sleep the wrong way, I'm hurting.
Oh my god. So you still have pains today?
Yeah, I still have pains. That pain is never gonna go away. So you know, it's one of those things where I have to live with it. Before I will try a little bit of anything like CBD, oils,
THC.
THC.
No, that's me.
Yeah, no,
I'm the THC guy, not him.
I do a little bit of everything to keep it, see what help with the pain. But yeah, no, man, it's just a crazy thing.
Fucking yeah, man. So you like MMA for sure in UFC and all
I like any sport that has to do any combat sport, man, because I know what it takes to get there and get ready. So yeah, no, it is a crazy It's a crazy thing.
And Khabib retiring, huh?
Oh man, Khabib.
Did you see his fight?
I remember when Khabib came into San Jose, man.
Really? You met him?
I met him.
Oh.
I met Khabib, man.
Fuck, that guy must be intense.
No,
Did you spar
I was
with him?
in the sport. No. I was on the sport where, you know, you get to see a lot of these fighters like Ken Velasquez. I got to see DC, Tyson Griffin, Clay Guida. I competed against Clay Guida at jiu-jitsu tournament.
Damn. That guy's a
jiu-jitsu tournament in Reno, and people like telling me like, oh man, I can't believe you went toe-to-toe with Clay Guida in the jiu-jitsu tournament. And I'm like, what the hell was that dude? He's a freaking caveman looking guy.
He was a caveman, dude. He fought like it too.
And I started looking his fight on UFC.
That bloody fight with, who was it? Diego Sanchez.
Yeah. When I started seeing his fights, I was like, holy crap, that guy's no joke.
He is no joke.
He's no joke. Yeah, no.
That guy's a monster. He's still fighting.
He's still fighting. I think he has a fight coming up.
That's insane.
Yeah, no.
Tomorrow?
No.
Soon?
Yeah, soon. I think he was, they were talking about something
yeah, well, Wilder Fury, what do you think about that?
Man.
You think it's a shit show? Or?
Nah, I like it. I think, I think Fury is a boxer.
Yeah, Fury is a boxer.
And Wilder is more like a power puncher. Looks for the powers, and I think that's one of those things where, like, if he start boxing a lot of these guys, I think he can beat them. But when you start acting like you just want looking for knockouts, it makes it hard, man. You have to let the knockout come to you. You have to let the knockout come to you, not you look for not you.
Because it makes you almost get knocked out. Right. I think maybe that was almost one of the reasons why he did get knocked. Because he was looking for the knockout so much, you put yourself in a shitty position.
Yeah, you have a guy who's a fighter, man. Wilder is a fighter. He's a fighter.
Sick, though. He's a fighter. I love his story and everything. He knows how to
move. He knows how to box. He knows has a beautiful jabs. He has a beautiful hand movement, the setup, the way he sets you up, and he's just like crazy, man. He's a crazy dude.
Fury's that game plan.
Yeah,
that game plan was just some.
Yeah.
You put hella pounds on a 6'10" frame, and you just come out blitzing.
Yeah, no.
You're gonna bound and fucking hit something. So
it's crazy, man. It's crazy seeing these guys where they make the ring look pretty small. The top rope is like down in their waist. You're like, man, how tall are these guys?
Yeah, it's like the basketball courts, like professional basketball courts. You go to the NBAs and you go to the high school ones, like completely fucking different.
You're like, what the hell's going on?
It's like double.
Yeah.
But it's like whatever. Anyway, it seems like you got stuff to do. Everybody got stuff to do. We got people waiting in the background. Shout out to everybody out there still living life. Thanksgiving. We'll kick off a little bit of questions and we'll end it on that. Your favorite boxer?
Favorite boxer? You know what? Don't really have one. I don't have a favorite boxer. I think just for you getting into the ring, that's not anybody can get into the ring, man. And for people getting into the ring and putting their life on the line, I think that's it all.
Okay.
That's it all.
All right, I'm gonna say Muhammad Ali. And do you have a favorite fight?
Favorite fight?
Yeah.
I would say my boy Fernando Vargas, Tito Trinidad. If you guys haven't seen the fight, you guys have to look at the fight.
What is it again?
Fernando Vargas and Tito Trinidad.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'll look that up as well. You know what I'm saying? My favorite fight would have to be like a UFC fight, and it would have to be maybe even recently, dude. The Stipe Miocic and the Cormier fights.
That was good one. Those were good ones.
Those were tremendous fights. So I think I'll go with those. Even the ones with John Jones. Anything with John Jones, probably. That guy's the best.
I like the old school John Jones.
Yeah.
He just came out. He was a beast.
Yeah, he comes out fucking. Woo! That's. It seems like he didn't like if he would have came out like that. You could tell he's kind of like not aging, but it's like he's switching up his style because that style versus Dominic Reyes, I think would have fucking like knocked him out.
Would have knocked him out.
But he was just like trying to box with him.
Right.
I think that's what he's trying to do. I think John Jones is just trying to beat him at their own game. He's that good. He's that good. Beat him at you can't beat him at a regular fight.
No.
So it's like fuck. And those are all guys my weight classes, so we'll see you guys in the ring. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, do you have any advice for young fighters or young coaches, young entrepreneurs looking to go into business?
If you're trying to get into business, the best thing that I can tell you is having no money if you want to start a business without no money, that's the best thing, the advice that I can give you. Because having no money, it makes you fucking work for what you want, brother. If you don't have the money to start a business, that's not excuse why you cannot start your business. That's where you're gonna. That's no excuse. That's when you get to work. I started my business zero, had no credit, no money, and I started, man, without no money. But that's what it motivates me to keep on grinding, and
still going at it.
Yeah, man, and to be honest, when you see the bank account growing, and it's nothing but the best feeling.
Yeah, when you start from nothing and then you turn nothing into something, that's something beautiful.
Yeah.
So we'll end it on that one. At First to Fight Boxing, shout out to. Do you have a website, sir?
First to Fight Boxing, first2fightboxing.com.
At First to Fight, all that social media. At First with the number 2, Fight Boxing, and we'll leave it at that. You guys have a good one. It was a good show. It was a great episode, actually. Good stuff, man.
You still sore?